Welcome back, my Goal Getter Gangsters. It's your girl, Christina Leandra Lopez, aka your classy hood chick. Thank you guys for stopping by and spending time with me today. And if you're new to the channel and if you get any value out of this, I would greatly appreciate it if you like, subscribe, and just leave me a comment and let me know your thoughts. Recently, I had posted on my Instagram stories that even though we're in the beginning of the year, it's a great reminder to start your Christmas fund now. And I was a little shocked about how many people asked me how. And then I had others who said, oh, I never thought about that. I was a little shocked, I gotta be honest, because I'm like, y'all don't know how to save? You just put money away for later, depending on your goal. So in this video here, I'm going to just share a few of my saving tips and how I create my sinking funds and just kind of the system that works for me. So if you're not really good at saving money, you don't know how to save money, and you never thought about saving money, then please listen up. I've always been a really great saver. Like, y'all, I'm talking about, like, I remember being 3 years old, hustling for allowance, like trying to do any little thing that I can do. I was like 3, 4, 5 years old, and I was like asking my parents, what could I do to earn dollars? So I remember I even had a little Tootsie Roll piggy bank. I think my dad, he would pay me $1 to kiss his feet. I don't know, he thought that shit was funny, but whatever. But I did it though. I did it. Shit, I had dollar bills up in that Tootsie Roll. So I've always been a very good saver. So my system that I currently use now, I do use sinking funds. If you're not familiar with sinking funds, it's very similar, same thing as a cash envelope system. You might have heard of the cash envelope system from Dave Ramsey. He's a very big advocate of the cash envelope system. However, I just think it's a little outdated, and you guys, when it comes to finances, you really just got to find what works for you. Okay. You got to tweak it, make it your own, experiment. That's what it's about, is experimenting with what works for you, what doesn't work for you, and change it up. I mean, even my system might not work the best for you, but you can take the bits and pieces that you like and incorporate it and make it your own. I'm just sharing my system and kind of where I am at now. What I do is, I used to use a cash envelope system in the past, like Dave Ramsey has suggested. I read a few of his books, so really did motivate me and inspire me. More of managing my finances, like very meticulously. But since then, I have actually found another system that I've incorporated, which is I use online savings account. So again, I've talked about a bunch of the finance books that I have read, and one of them who kind of brought this to my attention was I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. I will put a picture of it here so you know what it looks like, and I'll put a link, an Amazon link, and if you use my link, I would greatly appreciate it because I do get a little commission from it as well. So that would mean the world to me. If you guys do decide to buy the book, I would really appreciate it if you did use that link. But in that book, he brought to my attention using an online banking. So what I did, again, because this is all about tweaking it and making it work for you. So for my everyday banking, for my utilities and my bills, I use Wells Fargo. I know all banks aren't really great, just in general, like banks just suck, right? But you know, I have to do my auto pay and pay my bills and my utilities. So I like to use Wells Fargo just because it is a nationwide bank. So very, very easy to find one anywhere, as opposed to using like a local credit union, which usually you won't be able to find, you know, outside of your county or different things like that. So I do use my Wells Fargo for my typical utilities and bills. But what I did was I created my online savings through Capital One. So I do use Capital One 360, and it's free. You can create a free checking and free savings. And the great thing is that you can create as many savings accounts as possible. I did create, I believe, about 5 sinking funds, but to be honest, I'm only using about 3. I think I'm only using 3. So typically I just have my actual savings, which is more of my longer term, my 3 to 6 month of expenses. So I have that one that I typically am saving for. And then I do have one for my son. So I have one that I put some money for him away. Occasionally, if I have some extra, you know, cash, or if I'm just, you know, like, hey, you know, I'm just going to put some extra money away in case he has a birthday party or something that I might need to use the money for. or if he gets birthday money as well. So if he gets gifts of cash, I typically will first we put it in his piggy bank at the house because I want him to physically learn how to save the money. And then once we accumulate a certain amount in there, then we'll do a little bank run. And so then we'll deposit the money. Now with the online savings accounts, you don't necessarily get easy access to a physical branch. So for Capital One 360 in my area, you would have to Google local locations in your area. But typically Target, I don't know if it's all Targets, but I do know my local Targets do have a Capital One 360 ATM in every Target. I don't know if this is like a national thing that Target does or if it's just locally, but I do know that Target does have an ATM specific for Capital One. So if you've ever seen that ATM in there, that's the bank that I use. So I like it because this is the whole purpose is to save, right? So you don't want to really have easy access to this money. You don't want to be able to just go in and take the money out. The whole point is to kind of like put it aside, out of sight, out of mind. We're not using this. We have goals. Y'all my Goal Getter Gangsters. So you got a goal that you're saving for. And so we want to make sure that we put the money away and we're not looking at it every day. We're not seeing it. We just pretend like we don't have it. Yo, that's how you save. You just pretend you don't have it. You know what I'm saying? And you pay yourself first. Boom. Simple. Okay? You pay yourself first and you act like you don't have it. You just put that shit away. Forget about it. Okay? So now that I have my Capital One 360, a little tip for me, again, you guys, I'm pretty good with saving. So I feel like I have just a good mental and emotional control. So I'm not one typically who's gonna like transfer money very easily. So did a little trick for me, a little tip is I actually created 2 Zelle accounts. Now when you create a Zelle account, you do have to have a different email if you want to create a separate one. So that's what I did. So this is a little tip for me that I use to transfer the funds from my Wells Fargo to my online. So if there is for any reason that I needed that money and I needed the funds, I can quickly transfer the funds to my Wells Fargo. So then I can go to a local Wells Fargo bank or ATM and withdraw the cash if I really, really need it. Again, you guys, I typically don't put myself in those types of situations. So I don't necessarily ever need it, or unless I'm Christmas shopping and now it's time to use my Christmas money, then I will typically then at that point do a lot of transfers as I'm doing my Christmas shopping and buying the items off my list for the people that I am shopping for. So that's a little tip. So what you're going to do is you're going to create 2 Zelle accounts with 2 different emails. And then each bank is going to have its own Zelle account set up with those 2 separate accounts. So instead of waiting the 5 business days, it's like 5 to 7 business days for a typical bank transfer, which you can also do. I don't like doing that shit. I want to see the money there. I want it out of my account. Like I want to know that it's gone, it's put away. So that's why I like to Zelle it to myself. So that is an instant transfer. I don't have to wait for those business days. So that's a little tip that's really helped me out, especially like I said, when it's Christmas time and I'm using the funds, I want to quickly access that money. That's typically what I like to do is I just transfer it. So that's just kind of my strategy of what I do. And whatever your goal is, it can be a vacation goal. It can be, like I said, maybe you got a big birthday party, a wedding, or something that, a big event or something you want to save for. Or maybe you just want to buy yourself something that's maybe a little bit at a higher price point. And, just all you got to do is, again, how much is it? Are you planning to save for that event or for your Christmas shopping budget? And just put a little bit away. Just, work the numbers, get your calculator. Old school, I'd be calculating shit all day long. Just get your calculator. How much, is it going to take each paycheck to save and put away, so that way once that event comes or that vacation comes or it's time for Christmas shopping, you're prepared. You're prepared and you're ready. Because y'all, Christmas is December 25th. It's always been December 25th. This shit ain't gonna change. So when it comes Christmas time and you're stressing out and you ain't got money and you can't afford to buy your kids shit, like what? I'm sorry, but what the fuck you doing? Because we know Christmas is coming. So if you can start now, look at, and I don't know, everybody's situation is different, and you don't got to spend a lot on Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's up to you. If you only want to have, like $500 for Christmas, I mean, that's good too. I mean, that's plenty, depending on your situation or how many kids you have, or, we all celebrate differently. And I try to keep my Christmas list as small as possible. And I think I do a very good job. We do Secret Santa, so that works out great. I love it. I love, especially when you come from a big family, like doing Secret Santa, like it seriously relieves so much stress off of me, because we really just have to buy for that one kid. And then after the kid turns 18, like, I'm sorry, you out, you grown, you an adult, and now you're in a white elephant. So that's what we do in my family. And honestly, it helps out so much. Whatever your budget is, it's up to you. But it doesn't have to just be for Christmas. But this was just a reminder, because when I posted that on my Instagram stories, it was very shocking that a lot of people were like, I never thought about that. And I'm like, you don't think about saving, really? I don't know. It's a little weird. Because like I said, y'all, I've been saving since I was like 3-4 years old. And I'm just a good saver. I just love saving. Yes, that's my little system about how I use my sinking funds. So instead of the cash envelope, but again, find what works for you. We're all different. We all got different goals. We all have different experiences. So find what works for you. You maybe, some of the things that I said you want to take that, but maybe, you want to tweak it and do a little bit, take a little bit of what Dave Ramsey says, maybe have one cash envelope and the other stuff online. Just make it work for you. That's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're goal getters right here. We are going after our goals. We don't want to be stressed out. We want to prepare. You guys, prepare, plan, and then execute that shit. I wanted to share my strategy because, like I said, I've always been a really good saver, and I really find that this works for me. Creating the 2 Zelle accounts, I'm able to quickly transfer the funds. And again, I like it because when I get paid, so I do manually send the money to my online banking account. So when my Wells Fargo check hits for my direct deposit through my job, automatically, once I get paid, you guys pay yourself first. So right when I get paid, right when that direct deposit comes through, I quickly Zelle my online account the amount that I want to send over. And I think I can do up to, well, for me, I don't know if it's different for everybody, or if it's just a standard. I believe it's a standard. So I can typically transfer up to $3,500. So usually, especially when I get my commission checks, that's kind of my goal. It's like, okay, we're going to just transfer the money. It's out of my account. It's out of my Wells Fargo account. That way I don't see it. That way I don't spend it, and I don't want to spend it. So once I transfer it over, it's gone. Boom. Out of sight, out of mind. Again, just putting money away every paycheck. Even if it's $50, even if it's $20, $25. Just think about, again, everything is mindset. So think about, what are you spending money on during the week that's just bullshit that you don't even need to spend money on? Maybe, it's just cutting, one Starbucks run out a week. Like, remove one Starbucks run, because you're probably spending about $15 to $20 on one Starbucks visit. So cut that shit out, and then there you go. Now you got an extra $20 a week and $40 a paycheck, and just start putting that away. And then again, whatever your goal is, something's better than nothing. You don't want to end up the end of the year trying to do Christmas shopping and you're over here stressed out because you broke as fuck, because you didn't prepare, because you didn't plan, and because you didn't execute. So that's all I have for you guys today. Remember, you guys got this, okay? You got this. Just a little bit, baby steps. Don't overwhelm yourself. Don't overcomplicate shit. Make it simple. Make it work for you, and go get it. So if you guys got any value out of this, I would really appreciate it if you like, subscribe, and leave me a comment and let me know your thoughts. So thank you guys again, and I love you guys. And until next time, go get it.